Hi, this is Connie, and welcome to RedHorse. I'm going to be showing you how to receive one-time payments from Stripe into RedHorse. RedHorse offers credit card processing through integration with Stripe. This allows a company to receive credit card payments online for one-time payments and subscription payments through an easy-to-use and easy-to-set-up credit card gateway. First, you offer your customers items to purchase on your website as a one-time sale, and Stripe or your website can notify you when a sale occurs. Using the quoting module and the normal quoting process in RedHorse, you create a quote in RedHorse for the item or items that were sold. Sell the quote and send the quote to QuickBooks using the accounting window. When using the Stripe integration, you match the one-time payments to their QuickBooks open invoice and send the payment to QuickBooks. As you watch the videos in this series about Stripe, you will see how easy it is to receive payments using Stripe and send them seamlessly into QuickBooks. Now let's go see how to receive one-time payments from Stripe. Stripe credit card processing is handled in the Stripe integration window, which is found by using the menu item Tools and then clicking Stripe. If you don't see this button in the toolbar in your installation of RedHorse, contact your administrator. It has probably been turned off for your user ID. This is the tab you use to receive one-time payments. We can see on the tab that there are 14 one-time payments ready to be sent to QuickBooks. Let's take a look at the parts of this window. On the left, we see a grid with QuickBooks open invoices. These are all of the quotes or bills that have been created in RedHorse and sent to QuickBooks using the Accounting tab. It also includes any invoices created directly in QuickBooks itself and not yet paid. You can see the transaction number and the date of the invoice in QuickBooks, the customer information, and the subtotal for the invoice. On the right side of the window, we see a grid with Stripe payments. These are all of the payments received by Stripe for one-time sales that have not yet been processed. Payments for subscription items are not shown here, only payments for one-time sales. You can see a brief description of what was sold and the matching customer information. The date of sale and the amount is also shown. When you visit this tab, RedHorse will attempt to match payments to open invoices for you based on the customer information, the date, and the amount. For those that have been matched automatically by RedHorse, you can see the subtotal amount matches the payment amount in the Open Invoices grid. And in the Match column of the Open Invoices grid, you can see the row number of the matching payment. So, for example, for this particular open invoice, our match is number 13, which is this payment. Any payment that has not yet been matched to an open invoice will show the amount in red. For instance, this particular payment. Any open invoices that are not yet matched to a payment will show the subtotal as red and the payment amount as red, and the match field is blank. If you have any payments like these that cannot be matched automatically, you can match them manually. First, click the payment row that you want to match so that it is selected. I'm going to choose this particular payment because I can see my customer, my amount, and my transaction date, and I can see the matching amount here in my open invoice. So first, I click the payment row to select it. Then click the row a second time and hold your mouse and drag it into the matching open invoice. Let your mouse button go when you are over the correct open invoice. If there is more than one payment for a particular invoice, you can drag the first row and then drag the second row. You'll see both payment row numbers in the match field. You will also see that the payment amount matches the open invoice subtotal and the text will no longer be read. If you make a mistake and match to the wrong row, you can use the clear button in that row to remove the match and start over. When you have all of the payments matched to their open invoice, click the Process button to send the payment to QuickBooks. Before I do that, I want to mention the Deposit To field here at the top over the Open Invoices grid. This is the account that the payments will be sent to in QuickBooks. Typically, this would be the undeposited funds account. If you are using QuickBooks Online, this is your only option. You may only use undeposited funds. If you are using QuickBooks Desktop, you can use the undeposited funds account or any other asset account. You can create your own other current asset account to use as a holding account. For instance, you could create something like a Stripe holding account to keep these separate from other types of payments. When you have those payments matched and the deposit account specified, you can then process those payments. You can see that when processing is complete, all of the processed payments are removed, and now we can only see our remaining payments that have not yet been processed. Keep in mind that you might have open invoices that you're expecting a payment other than Stripe. For instance, that could be by cash or check or other payment method. Those will clear automatically from this grid once the payment is processed directly in QuickBooks. If you feel you are missing information in the open invoices list, you may need to refresh the data. If you are using QuickBooks Online, you would use the Refresh List button. If you're using QuickBooks Desktop, there is a button that we don't see here because right now I'm connected to QuickBooks Online. You would use the QuickBooks Refresh button. Let's look at QuickBooks Online briefly and see one of these payments that's been processed. This particular invoice at Amy's Bird Sanctuary, we looked at that. That was the $595 that we saw. And we can see that I have not refreshed this window in QuickBooks Online and it says open. If I refresh this transaction list, now I can see we have a payment matching and we can see the invoice is marked paid. We can see in the memo that this was processed with Stripe. It's that easy to collect payments by credit card on your website and process them through RedHorse. Be sure to watch the rest of the videos in this series to see the other pieces of the Stripe integration with RedHorse. Thanks for watching.